introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Kelechi Ofoegbu. I am the Chief of Operations at the Impact Hub Accra. Impact Hub Accra is primarily a safe space for entrepreneurs to thrive, regardless of whichever sector that they belong to. And we essentially do this in a three-layered approach. One is the fundamental infrastructure. So a space has a Google Fiber, 50 meg internet connection, ergonomics-wise, everything is designed to be safe. And encouraging for entrepreneurs. The second is curated experiences and programs that are tailored towards the particular needs of the entrepreneur. So they're in the space, now what? We just work, we handhold them throughout the entire process. And the third, which is one of the reasons why I'm curious about this program, is how to consolidate the first and the second into a much bigger scalable effort that is beyond the Impact Hub brand. So that is collectively shared, kind of like you have in the Simolong district here, where different actors are coming together to plug in into an ecosystem. That's where we're headed to as an organization. And it's tricky. And so I'm hoping that by the end of this program, there will be a lot more crystallized thoughts as to how to approach the third layer of our growth strategy.
And give me some examples of startups that work in your space.
So we have, we have 5 core areas that we focused on: agribusiness, education, e-healthcare, what else? Sustainable energy, and financial inclusion. The range, the startups literally cuts across these 5 core areas. So one of them, which is not very popular, is Growth Mosaic. Growth Mosaic in the last 4 years has helped raise close to $5 million growth capital distributed to many agribusiness companies in the country, in Ghana specifically. Yeah.
And what expansion plans have you got for the next 18 months?
The next 18 months is about building the right partnerships, leveraging on networks and confidence of the community that we've grown to lend us support to be able to grow physically. So our space is expanding, but in a distributed form. So instead of having a giant campus, we have distributed properties in the neighborhood that are actively serving, to the nexus that we're trying to create. Equally very important, perhaps the first and the most important, is growing the right human resource that can handle this level of expansion.
And finally, what are the key barriers, do you think, for startups in Ghana?
I think there is a strong disconnect between the reality on the ground versus the ideal place that people want to be. You hear of this, you hear Africa is leapfrogging, Ghana is leapfrogging technology to go. We're not leapfrogging anywhere. There has to be hard work. Very few people want to fund the hard work that needs to be done to get us to where we need to be. And actors like us have to constantly try to make sure that we all understand that the hard work needs to be funded. Someone has to do the hard work, and it's been a lot of challenge trying to convince people that have the resource to push the resource so that more hard work can be done to get us to where we need to be.